Hey everyone, it's Matt here, the TokuDragon, and today we're going to be talking about the box office numbers for Shin Ultraman. The fantastic numbers for Shin Ultraman, specifically in the US. Also, I want to talk about this and also a review for Shin Ultraman earlier this week, but there was so much news regarding the new Kamen Rider game, SD Shin Kamen Rider Rumble, that ended up dominating this channel. So, thankfully able to talk about both Shin Ultraman, again, the box office numbers, and hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, be able to get that review out for Shin Ultraman because I was able to see it in theaters for both days. So I contributed to this, most definitely. So let's talk about those numbers though right now. And the first set of numbers that we're going to be looking at are for Wednesday's viewing. If you were unfamiliar with how they ended up showing it, on Wednesday it's actually subbed, and then on Thursday it was dubbed. So I'll be talking about Wednesdays first, and then just the gross overall when it comes to both days. So Wednesdays was not only number 5 at the box office, it not only was the 4th highest gross average per theater, but it ended up making $387,000 in just that night alone. Then, when you combine both, it ended up making $601,490. And you might look at that and go, oh no, like Avengers Endgame and, Batman v Superman, Justice League, all this other stuff. It didn't make as much as those, but we have to take into account the fact that this was only 2 days. A 2-day event when compared to just letting it run in theaters for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. That is really good. But even if you're looking at that and going, yeah, but still, billions of dollars. Here's the thing. This was not a case, as far as I know, where Toho, the company that was distributing the movie, yes, I know Subaraya did create Ultraman, however, Toho is the one distributing this film. Yes, recently it was licensed by Cleopatra Entertainment in the US, and I talked about that all in its own separate video, but that deal seemingly went through with Toho, not with Subaraya. So, yes, that is true that, sure, Subaraya being a major corporation, Toho being a major corporation, this, is not billions and billions of dollars. But with such a limited amount of screens, the fact that this was done with Fathom events, not seemingly where Toho had to actually rent out theaters, which actually has happened a lot with some anime films out there. Things have changed a little bit with distribution, especially with Crunchyroll, but back in the day, it was not just a Fathom events thing. You would also have some companies just literally renting out theaters so that they could actually put their films in theaters. So when you look at the fact that this was a 2-day event, a Fathom events joint, and when you actually look at the box office history for Fathom events, which I will link down below and I have up on screen right now, we can see that it's actually in the top 25, comes in at number 20, and when you look at the fact that other films that, don't get me wrong, were in the millions when you look at how well they did, or films or TV episodes, because Fathom events covers a lot of stuff, you actually see that number 1 is The Chosen Season 3, episodes 1 and 2, okay? Christmas with The Chosen, I don't know what the hell The Chosen is. I Heard the Bells, number 3, I don't know what the hell's happening here. Life Mark at number 4, Clerks 3 at number 5, something I actually know, and then number 6, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, same thing, Batman the Killing Joke at number 7, Friends the 25th Anniversary Special, I guess, at number 8, Mayweather vs. McGregor at number 9, and Is Genesis History, a documentary, at number 10. When you look at just this entire list, the fact that it's actually in the top 20 is amazing. I understand that you see these huge numbers out there, especially, compared to their budgets, and you're like, wow, these are doing so well. But funnily enough, this, I would argue, is technically doing better than some other billion-dollar projects out there that they make $1 billion, but when you take into account the marketing and the actual, the budget for filming and whatnot, they're actually skirting really close, a lot closer than they really should be, than you'd think that they would be. Whereas in this case, I don't know if they've made their money back in Japan, to be fair. I don't have the budget in front of me, to be fair. But looking at the fact that this money seemingly is just extra gravy on top. This is arguably like having a video on demand, a DVD Blu-ray release, a streaming release, just to kind of get that money back on top of the money that they already spent, and they already spent to also not just marketing, of course, but also putting it in theaters. This is actually a win for Shin Ultraman, and it's a win for Toku in general. Now, we do have to ask though, does this mean that Shin Kamen Rider will come out in theaters? I mean, Shin Godzilla did, and Shin Ultraman did. Will Shin Kamen Rider? Well, here's the thing. Just because Anno worked on all three doesn't mean that it's being distributed by Toho as well. So when you look at Godzilla, Shin Godzilla specifically, of course, and Shin Ultraman, both were distributed by Toho. In this case, not only is Toei actually producing the film, but they are also distributing the film. So, we'll see. I would love for it to be able to come out in theaters, not just via Fathom Events, but just a general run. But we will see. But I am happy that, nonetheless, this actually shows that Toku can do well in the US, even with all of these restrictions on it, and that there are people that are going to be watching it either subbed or dubbed. Regardless, people are going to be out there watching these movies, watching these shows, buying these DVDs and Blu-rays, watching this on streaming, because guess what? Toku is good. Which I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here, the fact that you're on this channel. But still, I'm really happy that this did well. Hopefully more Toku does well in the future, and hopefully we can get Shin Kamen Rider out in theaters in the US. But we just don't know. We'll see. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Love you all, take care, and tune in next time. So, I'll see ya.